Fitness saved my life. Fitness literally saved my life. Now, everyone thinks it's about, having abs, looking a certain way. That's part of it. That's just part of it. Everyone thinks about, oh, it's about meal planning and, eating broccoli and just having this perfect disciplined lifestyle, but it's so much deeper than that. Yeah, discipline's a factor. Yeah, the food that you eat is going to fuel your energy, right? Your mindset. It's all interrelated. But I want to share with you something deeper. It goes so much deeper. I want to talk to you about being addicted to drugs and alcohol for 10 years. For 10 years, I used drugs and alcohol to cope with this pain, this torment from traumatic life experiences that I hadn't dealt with. And I didn't know how I was going to escape that internal prison that I was trapped in. And I did it in prison, a physical prison out of all places. At the age of 23, I was arrested and faced a life sentence in prison for something that I didn't even do. But that's another story for another day. So I'm stuck in a cell at this time, literally 24 hours a day, thinking my life is over, thinking that I'm going to spend the rest of my life in a prison cell. And I had nothing. I had some writing paper, some random ripped up books that they'd throw you into the cell as the guards walked by. And I literally thought I was going to just die in that cell. It was the most impactful moment of my life. And that was my rock bottom. And I started sitting in that cell, thinking about my life, reflecting on all the things I hadn't done. And it was just eating me alive. I was so depressed and I was fearful and anxious about how much time I was going to spend in prison. And I'm coming off of drugs and alcohol. For 10 years, I used to take pills. I used to, do cocaine, drink alcohol, smoke weed, and I would do these things every single day. It started off as just smoking weed with friends after school, just drinking at parties. But I was going through a lot of stuff at home. My parents were both addicted to drugs and alcohol. They were both coming in and out of my lives, and I was hurt by that. So instead of just drinking like my friends did on the weekends or smoking like my friends did, I started doing it on Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, and suddenly I had a full-blown habit because I realized when I would drink or smoke, the pain would go away. For a moment, I was numb. For a moment, I could just be there and not be hurt, not feel all the pain and everything from my past, And so I started doing this consistently every single day. And then eventually I started taking pills because they were stronger and they worked longer. And all of a sudden, before long, I'm just a full-blown addict, And I was functioning. People in the outside world wouldn't even think that I was a drug addict, but I was a mess. And I was so close on so many nights to dying in my sleep, choking on my throat, passing out, never waking up. I had so many friends and so many people who died during that time. People at school, girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, friends, family members. I saw a lot of people die and they lost their lives due to their drug and alcohol habit. So by the time I got arrested, I was addicted to methadone. I was drinking alcohol every day. I was smoking weed every day. I was smoking cigarettes. And I would do whatever I wanted to do. At parties, I would do coke. I would take ecstasy. I would take mushrooms. Like, I was doing everything. And, it's amazing how your body can rebound from that, how your mind can rebound from those times, right? A lot of people fried themselves that I spent time with. Luckily, I didn't. But I'm in this jail cell now. I'm going to fast forward you through those years from 14 to 24. And now I'm in this jail cell thinking my life's over. And I was put in a place where I couldn't get my hands on drugs and alcohol. And I started going through withdrawals. I'm facing life in prison. I'm coming off of methadone. I'm coming off of alcohol. And I'm miserable. I feel like I'm just dying. Can't sleep. Legs are going crazy. Can't eat. Just miserable. And I didn't realize how bad my habit was. I was taking methadone every day and working, and I used my sciatica as an excuse. I hurt my back climbing trees because that's what I used to do. And I used that as an excuse. Oh, I just take this for back pain. But I was taking it to numb myself. I was taking it to get high. I was taking it because I was abusing it and I was addicted. And so coming off of those drugs in the county jail was horrible. It was horrible, man. And after about a month went by, not even a month, a couple weeks, and I got up off the floor and started being able to have energy and move around, there's nothing that you can do in jail. So we started working out. We'd work out every day. And I just started sweating these toxins out, man. And I was just in those moments doing push-ups, just like fighting for my life. Every push-up, every squat, every crunch was symbolic of me just fighting to get out of this cell, to get out of this experience and move forward and live my life. I didn't know how much time I was going to spend in prison, but I just was fighting to get through the moment. I was just unwilling to quit or give up, And I saw a lot of guys doing that. They would sleep all day. They would try to pretend it wasn't real. I couldn't do that. And so, within a matter of months, man, as these drugs and alcohol are getting out of my system, and I'm having this spiritual experience being stuck in the cell and just going through all the stories of my life, going through all the memories, and just getting real honest with myself on a deep and personal level like I never had before. These workouts started becoming a metaphor for so much more than building muscle and looking shredded. Like these workouts were my salvation. These workouts were me just not quitting, not giving up, just fighting every day for the life that I wanted, and I started getting, tapped in and attuned on a completely different level. And I started to build this confidence and this self-love every single day by doing these workouts, by doing these small things in my cell, like cleaning my cell, reading, writing, whatever I was doing. It was these small actions every day that started to make me feel different and change the way that I viewed myself and the world. And so exercise now started to replace my addiction for drugs and alcohol. But it was a different type of addiction. It was an addiction that showed me, self-love, like through these actions for myself. It was an addiction that built me up rather than break me down. It didn't weaken me, it strengthened me. It gave me pride in who I was becoming. I was seeing my body change. I was getting stronger. My conditioning was improving. And over time, it started to shape and mold a whole new identity and perspective. Growing up, I was an athlete. I love sports. But I didn't play in high school because I was a broken individual. Exercise helped me to tap back into that true core identity of an athlete, of someone that moves their body, of someone that takes pride in who they are and shows it. You can see it, right? My outside image is a reflection of how I feel within. And I lost that for a long time. So I found that when I would exercise, man, I could just overcome so much of the internal negative self-talk. I could block out the stress. And for the moment, I was in the moment and I was in control. And that would set the tone for my entire day. And I could go through the rest of my day feeling more in control of my self-talk, feeling more in control of my emotions, and then being more in control of how I felt and how I was living my life despite being in prison. It can all be traced back to me just being willing to exercise, being willing just to attack these workouts every day, not make excuses, not feel bad about myself, not hold back. And so for someone listening right now, I just want you to realize, you see people talking about exercise on social media. You see all these people showing their abs and talking about these trendy new workouts or diets. It's so much deeper than that. This is about you on the deepest level, your spirit, your identity, your core identity. And that's really where your purpose is derived. It's when you tap back into that core identity and how that's going to change the actions and behavior that you have going forward in life. And that's going to change everything for you. So I'll share about in another clip how me focusing on this identity and believing in myself and building this identity helped me to discover my purpose. But right now, I just want to share this with you. For anyone that's going through a struggle, anyone that's just battling depression, anxiety, addiction like I did, you got to move your body. You got to get up every day, sweat, get that blood flowing. Your body's like a machine, man. It just sets everything in motion. You want to keep it like a well-tuned machine, right? You just don't want to let it stagnate. You don't want to let your body and your health deteriorate. You have this one gift. And when you lose your health, everything else starts to decline in your life as well. But not just that, man. Exercise is so powerful for what it can do to your confidence, your mindset, right? Who you believe yourself to be. And later on in life, when you've been crushing these workouts every day and pushing yourself to be your best, other obstacles aren't going to feel as daunting. And new opportunities that arise, you're more likely to take action because you believe in yourself, because you just proved through thousands of workouts that you can. Even when you don't want to, you will. And that discipline, right? And that focus and that mentality, like I said, it'll change your entire life. So if you're somebody that's not working out and you're in a stuck point, do some push-ups, do some squats, go to the gym, start walking, start running, just start building that momentum. You don't have to become a bodybuilder. You don't have to lose 100 pounds overnight. Start the process now. Watch how it'll